But it feels so good being satisfied. But I love the message, Manu. You're right. As soon as you get that good feeling like, oh, we've arrived, it's time to leave again. Time to look higher. Our next speaker knows this more than most, I think, on how not to be satisfied, how to push himself. John Moore is an advanced communicator. He is working on an advanced manual tonight. It's the storytelling manual. He's working on the third project from it. The category is the moral of the story. John's title tonight is The Swallow and the Other Birds. Please help me welcome John, the Swallow and the Other Birds.
Hello, Toastmasters, welcome guests. Long ago and far away, there was a farmer, and the farmer was sowing seeds in his field. There were two kinds of seeds that he was sowing, hemp and sunflower seeds. It turns out that the sunflower seed is a bit tastier, and so the birds tend to prefer it. But there was a wise bird, a swallow, watching the farmer, and he said to the other birds, "Look, birds, look what that man is doing." They said, "Well, what is he doing?" "He's planting hemp seeds. Don't you realize that if those hemp seeds are allowed to grow up, they'll be the end of you, they'll be your ruin?" But they heeded him not, and the birds ate the tastier sunflower seeds, and so the hemp seeds all remained. Before long, the hemp seeds planted roots, and they grew up and they became bigger and taller and stronger and powerful hemp plants, and they were harvested. And when the hemp plants are harvested, they were used to make rope, baskets, cages, bird traps. Ironically, some of the same birds who refused to eat those seeds were now in the hemp bird traps. And looking out at the free swallow, and they said to the swallow, "Save us, help us, Mr. Swallow." And the swallow said, "I warned you, you had to eat all those seeds up of the hemp plant, or they'd rise up and be your destruction. But you heeded me not, and now it's too late. I can't save you." Ladies and gentlemen, there are times in your lives when you must eat the seeds of your destruction before they destroy you. In the last century, in China, Mao Zedong rose up and took power. And he wanted to destroy the seeds and roots of all the ancient civilization of China, which is a great cradle of life and so many things. And so he began to destroy books and to imprison, abuse, torture, and murder anybody who stood in his way. Many people died, and some culture was lost in China. But did he win? Actually, not completely. Because here tonight we have some members of China's young cultural elite. So we know that his success wasn't complete. Meanwhile, in the same century, in Germany, Adolf Hitler came to power with his idea of using the Jews as scapegoats to blame them for all the evils of Germany. And so he began to destroy their seeds and roots by burning their books in book burning ceremonies. Then he began to kill the Jews in large numbers, cruelly. Well, did he succeed? He killed a lot of people, but in the end, the Jews rose back up again, more powerfully than ever. And now the Jews are wise and culturally elite in Canada, Germany, and Israel, all over the place. At this very moment, ISIS is in the Middle East. It's crushing and destroying the seeds and roots of any pre-Islamic culture that existed. It's destroying the cultures of Mesopotamia, and what was left there, Ur, Sumeria, Babylon. They recently destroyed an entire city. It was an archaeological site. Will they succeed? They'll probably destroy more people, more killings, and wreck more artifacts. Luckily, many of them are kept in London in a museum there. Ladies and gentlemen, right here in the province of Ontario, the people made a decision a year ago, elected their premier. And at this moment, she's using a sex education program to destroy the seeds and roots of your faith-based cultures, of all of you. Your children, and your children's children, and your grandchildren even, have their faith-based cultures affected and at risk with her program? Well, I urge you to look out for your children in the future and their faith-based, all of the many multiple faiths that we have here in this province, by changing who you vote for. Don't vote for her anymore. Don't vote for a party. Pick any other party, any other candidate, independent or otherwise, but make a careful choice. Eat her roots and seeds before she eats yours. Kevin, Urvashi, Joe, Ron, and Christine, you've all held illustrious titles such as President and Governor. And now it's time to Canadianize those titles. It is time for you to go after better titles even. It's time for you to become prime ministers and premiers and mayors. Yes. Ron, the next federal election, I would like you to run for the prime minister's job. I have Christine as your top cabinet minister. I want to see Joe run for the premier's job with his right-hand political woman, Urvashi, backing him up. I'd like to see Kevin become mayor of Windsor. There are many more details to be worked out later. Everyone, remember to fight for your faith-based roots by eating those seeds before they eat yours. Toastmasters.